way I program specifically for me, but what I've learned how to program for me. And that is learning what kind of animal I am. And that came really from my mentor, the late, great Charles Poliquin. And he would say, how fast do you adapt to a given exercise or a given program? And the general rule of thumb for most people is about 6 workouts. That's more beginners, that's the sort of, in the bell-shaped curve, the average fits in there. All my training life, I've never fit in that curve, so I've never been able to get big using the traditional methods, never able to get strong using those methods. It never worked for me, and I never understood it. And I grew up with a friend who, in a bell-shaped curve, was one side, and I was the other. So this guy was big naturally. He could train, 2 hours at a time, a tremendous amount of high rep volume, stuff down a lot of carbohydrates, never get fat with it, and always train 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. Loved it. I tried to copy that model, and all I ended up was very, very severely overtrained. Never made much progress, always incredibly sore muscles. Never worked for me at all. But we would train together, and when I got a bit stronger, we would squat. And we'd do a 300-pound squat, and I would squat for 1 or 2 reps, really nice, and I'm done. And he would do 1 or 2 reps with the 300 pounds. But he was considerably bigger than I was, 20 kilos, 30 kilos, easy, bigger than me. And it never made sense to me, so how would I be so strong in comparison with him, relative, and not being able to put the muscle mass on? And so one of those things was, this guy could take an exercise and bang it out and do, like, for example, the bench press. He would do, twice, 3 times a week, and he would do it for 6 weeks straight, and 8 weeks straight, and he'd keep making progress, certainly on a muscular level, every time, and he would do a lot of high reps, 10 to 15, sometimes 20 reps. I can never do that. And so what I found was, over the years, was learning that I adapt to an exercise incredibly quickly. So if I train today, this is a low bar squat for me, feet on the ground. The next time I train the squat, i.e. today's Friday, it would be Sunday, I have to change the type of squat that I do. So on Sunday, it's going to be a high bar Olympic back squat with my heels elevated. And so that recruitment pattern of how I train the squat has to change every single workout I do. Now, I like to train the squat 2 to 3 times a week, and I really find that benefits me as long as I change the type of squat in order to keep progressing. And there are rules for volume and stuff like that. I'm going to get into those in later videos. And you can always message me and put it in the space below. But the important thing was to know what kind of animal you are. How quick do you take to adapt to a given workout? And that's the sets and the repetition ranges, and or the exercise that you're using. And so my brother-in-law, for example, I know in every 4 workouts, he uses, for example, the barbell bench press, flat shoulder width grip. It's 4 workouts, and then what we find is on the 5th one, he tanks and he can't finish the workout. He's actually got weaker. So every 4 he has to change. Now, how handy is that to know, and how much time saving do you do if you know that every 4 workouts I have to change the exercise? Instead of going to 6 or 8 or whatever it is, and you can't work it out. So it's incredibly important to know how quick you adapt, what kind of animal you are, and even more important on a business point of view is how fast does your client adapt to that, right? So if your client's paying you and you go, okay, we've got a month, and in 3 weeks they start tanking at the bench press, but the 4th week is a terrible workout for them, and their renewal is up on at the end of week 4, that week 4 you really want a good workout, right? So they're really, testosterone's going, male and female are seeing good, broken new record, got stronger, something happened. But if on every 3rd workout they tank, when they come in to play again on the 4th week, everything is terrible because they're adapted to it, then imagine just spotting that and saying, right now we're going to change every 3 weeks. So on the 4th workout, it's a completely different workout or a completely different exercise. When they come in again, then what you can see is that they, not only are they benefiting from the program design, they're actually going to get stronger next time or adapt to those loads that you're giving them, but they're also going to be happier. And they're also going to want to sign up and say, you figured me out, right? I can see that this is working for me. And again, if you look at an Olympic athlete or a world-class athlete and you don't have much time, 12 weeks with them, a year, you need to maximize that 12 weeks. Sometimes you get 8 weeks, right? And so you take that time and see how fast they adapt. It does take some knowing, but within 2 training cycles, and that can be anything from 4 to 6 weeks, you should know your athlete. And again, how fast they adapt to a given workout, and that can be the sets and reps, or it can be the exercise, or both, is incredibly important. I highly recommend that you go back and look over your training logs and try to work out, now I hope you keep your training logs, how to work out how many many times, when did my load start to decrease in the program? So okay, week 1 was good, week 2 was good, week 3 was good, week 4 wasn't very good, something happened. Okay, week 5 was even worse, go back. You know, it's week 3, do 3 weeks, change. Week 3, change, week 3, you know, so you keep changing that. And see how that progresses. It'd be really interesting to know your progression and how you felt on how quickly you adapt to different exercises. Let me know.